Do you play Bannerlord on console? Do you feel overwhelmed and confused when trying to command your troops?
At them!
Do you order everyone to charge at the start of every battle, only to watch your cavalry reach the enemy well ahead of the rest of your army? Hello, fellow gamers. I'm RoboCharged, and if any of that sounded familiar to you, then you are in the right place. I'm going to cover how to command your troops in both the pre-battle deployment screen and in battle itself. I'll be playing on Xbox, but best I can tell the control layout is the same on PlayStation. Okay, let's dive right into it. This is the first screen you see when entering a battle or a siege, just as long as you have an army that consists of, I think it's 20 or more soldiers. Before we get into organizing your troops, there are a few basic controls that are helpful to be aware of. The right stick allows you to look around with the camera, the right bumper raises it, and the left bumper lowers it. Holding the left trigger and moving the left stick allows you to fly around over the terrain. Also, if you bring your cursor up over a hero and hold down the left bumper, that allows you to view their captain perks. They can be assigned to any formation as either a troop or as its commander, just by selecting them and then the formation and putting them in their appropriate slot. Speaking of formations, you can divide them up into additional groups by selecting the drop-down list of an empty formation slot and choosing a unit type. You can then adjust the slider to choose how many of those troops from the first formation will transfer to the new one. This little plus sign on the side is another handy option that gives you preference over what types of troops are featured. So I just selected the lower tier troops for the new group, and now I went to my higher tiered troops for preference in the first group, and I divided them up. You can even create a formation that mixes your cavalry and horse archers, or your infantry and archers. So you have a group of horseback riders and non-horseback riders. Once you have your formations organized the way you want them, it's time to decide where you want them to be and what you want them to do. To select a formation, just tap A on their icon, or you could also tap A on the middle of their formation menu. Now to move them somewhere, you just need to look at the spot you wish for them to be and use the right trigger to place them there. Additionally, if you hold it down, you can stretch out the formation or shrink it and then let go to place them where the flags are showing. Next, you'll notice that you bring up the three types of radial menus once a formation is selected. You can access those by using the listed buttons. X is for the movement menu, A for the formation types, and B brings up some toggle options such as dismount or hold fire. Weirdly, those don't work until you move the cursor off of the formation icon, then you will see those buttons appear. Once in one of these radial menus, you will notice that some options have a button listing for shortcuts, but if you want to choose one of the other options, you just need to hold the right stick in its direction and then use the right trigger to select it. Also, if you wish to deselect a formation or back out of a menu, the start button on the controller acts as a return. The back button you can hit as many times as needed to help navigate. Now all of this applies to siege battles, only with the added option of arranging your siege machines if you had any built beforehand. If you are attacking, you could move your archers behind cover, or put your infantry in, let's say, a column following behind a battering ram. When defending, you can utilize towers and walls. Here I put my archers up on the gatehouse, and then arrange them in a loose formation. You can set up infantry near the gates, and then, say, put them in a wedge.
Wedge position!
Alright, so you have made ready, and the battle is starting. Much of this will be pretty similar, except when it comes to the formation selection method. And since the last update, there is a new feature called formation targeting to go over as well. Now, at least at first when trying to get a feel for what you are doing, It's a big help to make sure you have the slow down while giving orders option turned on in your gameplay menu. During battle, holding the left bumper will bring up all of your options. The 3 radial menus are still at the bottom and work the same way as before. Pointing with the flag at a location and using the right trigger will still move the selected formation to that spot. Only now they actually have to move there and won't just kind of teleport like before in pre-deployment. By default, all formations are selected, so we'll get into how to change that momentarily. First, for anyone who just wants to delegate command of their entire army to the AI, here's how. Hold left bumper, press B, press Y. You'll see the AI is controlling all your troops' movements now. If you wish to regain control, just repeat the same button combination to turn delegate command back off.
Follow me!
Okay, now for the individual formation selection. It looks like the enemy has sent a couple horse archers our way just to annoy me. Anyways, when holding left bumper, the formations are now showing up at the top of your screen. To cycle through them, use your D-pad left or right. They start out all highlighted in a brighter color to show that they are all selected so that any orders you give will apply to your entire army. If you hit down on the D-pad over a formation, it will deselect it and you will see it appear dimmer. So that is how you kind of just exclude one formation. If you hit down on the D-pad a second time on a formation, you will see it become highlighted and all the rest turn dim. So that is how you can single out a single formation to issue orders to. Finally, hitting down on the D-pad a third time on a formation will cycle back to highlighting all formations again. And next we have the new formation targeting feature. All you do for this is aim with the right stick at one of these red enemy formation icons. You will see the flag disappear and these green indicators when you are on one. Then just hit the right trigger, and this will send your selected formation charging at their formation that you chose. And lastly, it is even possible to transfer troops to new formations during a battle by using the toggle menu and selecting transfer. Here I select my cavalry first, as that is the formation I plan to make a transfer with. Once here at this menu, you can let go of the left bumper and the menu will stay up on screen. In fact, you want to let go of it or else you'll be giving orders by mistake in the background as you hit buttons. You can see the cavalry, which was my selected formation, is outlined in yellow. I'm going to choose an empty formation to transfer some to, and that becomes outlined in blue. Then I adjust the slider to determine the amount of troops to transfer and hit X to accept and return to battle. And as you can see when I check, I now have 2 cavalry formations to utilize. Well, that about covers everything I could think of for this video. If I left anything out, or you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, good luck out on the battlefields of Kelradia.